Farrow, I'm going to start with you. Heart Health Month is something we talk about each year here on the American Black Journal, and each year we talk about how critically important this issue is for African Americans. It's just different for us because of lots of inequities that exist in society. But talk about why heart health in particular stands out among African Americans as something we've just got to deal with.
Well, as we know, heart disease has always been number one killer among African Americans in the African American community. Recently, what we learned about COVID is that, we thought it was a lung disease, but really what we're finding is that it affects all organ systems, in particular the heart. And so we now are more aware of its effects and its impact on the cardiovascular system. So, certainly during the COVID pandemic, we're acutely aware of how COVID in particular affects the heart.
We also know that for women, this looks different than it does for men. And for African American women, it looks different than for men. The signs and symptoms of heart disease aren't often the same between men and women, and they're less detectable, I feel like, for women often than they are for men.
Very true. So we know that among women tend to have what's called atypical symptoms. So usually the characteristic symptoms of a heart attack are chest pain, maybe shortness of breath. But for women, it seems that, they may have symptoms such as a bellyache, may just a general feeling of just feeling badly, generalized malaise. I just don't feel well. I'm having this pain in my shoulder. And so we really encourage women, especially women who are over the age of 45, to, if you have these symptoms, please immediately seek help. We don't want you to, dismiss them as just a bellyache or shoulder pain. We really want you to be evaluated.
Kimberly, heard all of this is very personal for you.
Yes.
Talk about your experience.
My experience with this was, women, we just continue to go on and continue to just work and work and work and never take time for yourself. So the feeling of tiredness is just, oh, well, I've been working too much, or, oh, I'm being pulled this place and just not being able to get that extra rest. Well, that is a tell sign of a stroke or a sign of a heart attack. And that's what I had. I was extremely tired. And it was like I just couldn't get over the hump. And fortunately for me, for the detection was I had an MRI schedule. And I almost canceled it because I was tired, wanted to go home. And I said, no, I'm going to go. And that's when it was told to me that you're actually having a stroke right now.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Take us to that moment when they told you that was what was happening. I mean, I can't imagine the range of emotions you must have felt.
The range of emotions that I had was, I'm the strong one. I have 5 sisters and I'm the strong one. And anything that has to do with medical issues, I'm the one. I'm the sister to go to, even though I'm the sister that has the most medical issues. But I'm that strong one. So to get that call after I leave, and I'm with my family, I'm actually with my mom and my sister instead. To get that call was not me. You say me? And it was just a rush. I just bust out crying. It was unbelievable. And to still think about it, I don't want to start crying right now. So
we really appreciate you being here, though.
Thank you.
Dr. Farrow, talk about the experience that someone like Kimberly has with this and what the things are that A, stop it from happening in the first place, but then, afterwards, what do you do to stop it from happening again?
Yeah, important question. So, firstly, we encourage diet and exercise, and I want people to understand that the diet and exercise go together. You often hear people complain, I've been exercising and I've been on the treadmill, but I can't lose any weight. Well, it really has a lot to do with your diet. You really have to incorporate lean meat and green leafy vegetables into your diet. Really ideally, we want people to move to a plant-based diet, so being completely vegetarian. That has shown to have the greatest and best impact on the prevention of heart disease. But if you can't do that, then please, try to avoid red meat. Within the African American community, we love our soul food. We love that home cooked food, right? But it's always, it's often not the best choices for us, right? Because it's laden with calories and, fat and cholesterol. So, we really want to incorporate a healthy diet and exercise. Especially during COVID, I know it's hard to exercise. I mean, the gyms are closed. So we are encouraging people to, take walks around their neighborhood, exercise at home, put on some good music and start dancing around your house. I mean, there are multiple ways to get that body moving and that heart pumping to help decrease your risk of heart disease. In addition to that, we want to make sure that people are paying attention to their blood pressure. A lot of people aren't aware that the goal blood pressure is less than 120/80. And anytime that blood pressure is greater than 120 to 129, we consider that abnormal. We consider that to be pre-hypertension. And so these could be, like Ms. Hurd said, a telltale sign that perhaps something else is going on. So we want you to be evaluated by a healthcare professional.
Yeah. That being evaluated too, it's got to be regular, right?
Yeah.
You got to go to the doctor and look. I catch myself as much as anybody else slacking and not keeping up with that. But especially as you get older, you have seen your physician at least once a year is key to this.
Absolutely.
Also, the physicians have to work with you. I had high blood pressure for over 20 years now.
Wow.
I have an underlying issue of sarcoidosis. So my blood pressure has always been elevated. I have never had it under control in the last 20 years. What I can say right now is my blood pressure is under control. And I think because it took me to have this stroke to get real about myself. I can tell you about anybody else and make anybody else do whatever they need to do. But when it comes to yourself, you kind of move a little differently. So right now I can say as of my stroke was October the 4th and the 5th. My blood pressure is normal and has been normal since I left that hospital a week later.
That's fantastic, Ms. Herb.
Yeah, blood pressure you have to get it controlled.
And I think you hit on a very important point that even if you've suffered a heart attack and a stroke, the most important thing you can do is stay in contact with your healthcare professional. Don't be lost to follow-up. Make all those follow-up appointments and use the physician as a partner in you achieving your ultimate wellness. They should be a partner to you. I love what you said, Ms. Herb.
Thank you. That has to play a big part because I had so many underlying issues already against me. And I did do one major step, and that was to stop smoking. I have not I have not had a cigarette since October the 4th when they told me to return back to that hospital. I'm sorry, October the 5th. So I haven't smoked then. And that is a major thing to do. And it's so hard to do. I've tried numerous times, but this time I just cold turkey, nothing. But you have to have that support system to get past that. And if you don't have a physician who is working with you, it makes it a lot harder.
All great advice. All great advice.